This is Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story, a gripping true crime podcast that takes you deep into the chilling tale of allegations against Lucy Letby, a seemingly caring and dedicated nurse who harbored a dark secret. Join us as we unravel the twisted journey of a medical professional whose actions sent shockwaves throughout the healthcare community. It's the story of a nurse who went from saving lives to becoming the harbinger of death. This is Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story. In a recent trial, the jury heard that a neonatal nurse felt put out when nurse Lucy Letby, who is accused of murder, insisted that a triplet should not be moved to intensive care. Letby, 33, is facing charges of murdering the newborn boy just hours after the exchange on June 23, 2016. Melanie Taylor, the shift leader at the Countess of Chester Hospital that day, testified in Manchester Crown Court that she had a gut instinct baby O was deteriorating and needed to be moved to the intensive care nursery 1. Taylor, giving evidence from behind a screen, stated she couldn't specifically recall her reasoning, but felt the baby wasn't looking as well as when her shift began. Taylor remembered discussing her concerns with Letby, asking if she felt they should move baby O to nursery 1. Letby disagreed, saying it was fine to keep the baby in nursery 2 and keep the brothers together. Taylor added that with hindsight, she wished she had been more assertive in her decision. The shift leader went on to explain that her gut instinct about baby O's condition came about an hour or two before the baby's first collapse in the mid-afternoon. Although she couldn't recall how she was alerted to the deterioration, Letby was in room 2 when she attended. Baby O stabilized, but later collapsed again in intensive care room 1, and he could not be resuscitated. Prosecutor Philip Asbury asked Taylor about the advantages of room 1, to which she replied it provided more space and better resources in case a baby's condition deteriorated. The court also heard that baby O was stable and raised no concerns with doctors during the morning ward round. Letby is alleged to have fatally injected air into the circulation of baby O during a day shift at the Countess of Chester Hospital's neonatal unit. She was also caring for the baby's brother, child P, who she allegedly murdered the following day. During the trial, Ben Myers KC, defending, questioned Taylor about whether she recalled Letby's explanation for wanting to keep baby O with his brother. Taylor confirmed she remembered, and Myers pointed out that keeping siblings together, all other factors being equal, is generally desirable. As the trial resumed, a Manchester Crown Court jury heard that a senior hospital executive, Karen Rees, ignored 3 warnings from consultant pediatrician Dr. Stephen Bryan regarding nurse Lucy Letby's potential involvement in multiple neonatal unit deaths. Rees, a duty executive in urgent care in June 2016, insisted there was no evidence against Letby and refused to remove her from duty until the unexplained death of a triplet was properly investigated. Letby, 33, originally from Hereford, is on trial for the alleged murder of 7 babies and the attempted murder of 10 additional premature babies in the neonatal unit. She denies all charges. Dr. Bryan informed the court that he and some colleagues had previously expressed concerns about the correlation between Letby's presence and neonatal unit deaths. After the death of baby O, he contacted Rees, requesting that Letby be suspended until an investigation was completed, but Rees refused. Dr. Bryan described the emotional impact of the deaths on the staff and expressed his concerns about the lack of any natural causes for baby O's death. He also mentioned that baby P's deterioration began before he could escalate the situation the next day. After baby P's death, Dr. Bryan attended a debrief with Dr. Oliver Rackham and Nurse Letby, suggesting that she take the weekend off. However, she seemed unfazed and stated she was scheduled to work the next day. During the trial, Dr. Bryan rejected defense attorney Ben Myers' assertion of confirmation bias, stating that the medical staff tried to remain as objective as possible. Arian Powell, the nursing manager of the neonatal unit, first noticed a connection between Letby and the deaths during a June 2015 review. Dr. Bryan mentioned that suspicions grew as more unexplained events occurred in the unit. He explained that the decision not to involve the police earlier was due to the desire to escalate the situation within the hospital's structure and seek support from the medical director and hospital executives. Dr. Bryan also noted that Rees believed Letby could not have been responsible for the deaths. In an exchange with Rees, Dr. Bryan stated that he suggested Letby take the weekend off, but Rees disagreed and did not consider it a reasonable request. Dr. Bryan later recalled Letby walking past him, appearing happy and confident. As the trial continued, further witnesses were called upon to provide their accounts and any evidence that could shed light on the unexplained deaths in the neonatal unit. Medical staff who had worked with Letby were asked about her behavior and attitude during the time these tragic events occurred. Many described her as dedicated and professional, while others noted that her demeanor remained largely unchanged even after the suspicious deaths. The court also heard from experts in neonatal care who testified about the unusual nature of the sudden deteriorations and deaths of the infants. They emphasized that the incidents were highly abnormal and difficult to explain through natural causes alone. The defense, led by Ben Myers, sought to explore alternative explanations for the events and questioned the hospital's practices, equipment maintenance, and overall safety protocols. Myers also argued that the prosecution's case relied heavily on the correlation between Letby's presence and the deaths, which he claimed did not constitute sufficient evidence to prove her guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. This is Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story, a gripping true crime podcast that takes you deep into the chilling tale of allegations against Lucy Letby, a seemingly caring and dedicated nurse who harbored a dark secret. Join us as we unravel the twisted journey of a medical professional whose actions sent shockwaves throughout the healthcare community. It's the story of a nurse who went from saving lives to becoming the harbinger of death. This is Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story.